I have kind of decided that after watching everyone else's TBRs this week, or like really the last 2 days, that I would like to participate in the magical readathon as well. It always looks so much fun, and like I technically did do it one year, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or something. I think it was 2018. I did like newts without doing owls, and I failed really bad because like I can't do TBRs, and this is something that like I have discussed at length on my channel. I can't do TBRs, so that makes readathons kind of like arbitrary and pointless for me. But this one always looks so much fun and so well planned out, so I'm like, I'm gonna do it, only I'm not gonna create a TBR because there's no point. Like there's no point in me listing out 12 books and be like, here are the 12 books I'm gonna read, and then I'll read maybe 2 of them. Like, that's pointless. So what I'm doing instead is I'm just going to vlog it. Every time I pick a new book, I'm gonna come on the vlog, tell you what prompt it like aligns with and like why it works for that prompt, and then read it. And that's what we're gonna do. Jesus, she's scary. Plus, like, I don't know, it gives me something for my mind to like fixate on that's like not an unhealthy thing. It's just like this arbitrary challenge that really doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of fun. So that being said, I don't have like real good plans for this. I looked over all the information. I'll link it down below as well, but basically my overall goal is to read books for all 12 prompts, which is 12 books, because I'm gonna do 1 per prompt. I'm not gonna like double up. So like that being my goal, like, so my goal career is basically to be an alchemist, but also like I've read that career goal and I don't really want to be an alchemist. It doesn't look interesting to me. So I do have like other careers that I'm looking at. Quidditch referee, trader of magical tomes, what were some of the others? Potioneer, metal charmer, all sound interesting. So I'm just gonna kind of like read books, try to hit all 12 prompts, so like I get all my owls. And then I know, because there's the newts one as well, I might do this for newts too. Then when newts comes up, just try to like see what I read for newts, because like I obviously can't read everything for newts. That's unreasonable for me. But I don't know, so that's kind of my goal, just to like read all 12. I would also like to be an animagus. We'll see if that happens, because like I said, I'm kind of just like doing this as I feel like it. So 12 prompts. I'm not going to go over them all here. I'll go over them eventually when I pick the book for them, but I have 2 books picked out already just because they're what I'm working on right now. It is April 1st. Hello, April Fool's Day. This is not a joke. History of Magic is the first prompt that I'm going to be doing, and that prompt is Witch Hunts, a book featuring witches/wizards. I am currently listening to Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix on audiobook. I have like 19 days left to read it, and I'm on part 2, so yay, I'm gonna have to do something to get through that, because it is very, very long. But that is what I'm currently listening to. There are clearly witches and wizards in that. The second prompt is Astronomy. That just fell out of my ear. And that is night classes. Read the majority of this book when it's dark outside. And I have started I started reading ebooks recently. The reason for this is because I'm stressed and I don't have too many YA contemporaries, so like that's what I want to read. But also like at night when I read, I don't have a book light, so I use my phone as a flashlight and then hold it over the book and like flip the pages, and it hurts so badly that I really can't do it for more than like 15 minutes. So I started downloading ebooks because I was like, let's see if this works, and it did. It works really well. So I pretty much only read ebooks at that point. I read them at night in bed because they're all that I can read, and I can stay up for hours and read it without being in too much pain. So that's what I do. So this actually works really well. And the book that I'm currently reading via ebook is How to Save a Life by Sara Zarr. It's a contemporary about a girl whose mother is adopting a baby from a teenager in like this really sketch way. Like, I'm pretty sure it's illegal what they're doing, but like, yeah, it is interesting in that way. But I am reading it at night, so it fits. Those are the only 2 I have so far. When I pick more books, I'm probably going to pick some books in accordance with the prompts, depending on what I feel like reading at that moment. But also, like, some of them are very vague. Like, I know there's one that's like, read a contemporary, and I read a lot of contemporaries, so it's just gonna be a lot of mood reading, but a couple of them have to be specific. Like, read a book with a beak on the cover. Like, I don't read too many books with beaks on the cover, so that'll be a stretch, but I don't know. This will be fun. I might upload this in several parts, but yeah, I just figured it'd give me something nice, something fun, something light for my brain to fixate on this month, because things are kind of stressful. But that's what I plan on doing. So I just got fired from Barnes & Noble. Yay. Going into my last shift now, but like, more time for booktube, more time for reading. Let's focus on the positives, and I think I qualify for unemployment, so huzzah. Gonna do that, but I did have another book to update for the Owl's Magical Readathon. That is Five Dark Fates by Kendare Blake. I'm using this for Defense Against the Dark Arts. The prompt is Grindylow. Read a book that is set on a seaside or on a beach or on a coast or something like that. And this book is set on an island, the island of Finburn. So it works, and I really do need to get through this month, because like every all of my vlogs are always like, oh, like, I'm reading this book, like, not really, I haven't made progress in a while, but, like, I've got, like, a decent chunk of the beginning done, and I just really need to, like, dedicate myself and get through this, because it's not bad, it's just that, like, I got out of the habit of reading the series, and it's hard to get back into, but I do want to finish it off, and it fits the prompt pretty well. So, already there are changes to, I was going to say my TBR, but I guess I didn't really do a TBR, but there are changes to the plan. Originally, my astronomy book was going to be How to Save a Life. That's what I just said. But then I was looking at it last night and I was like, you know, that book has a very white cover. So instead, I'll insert a picture so you can see, but it is like literally more than half white. So I did kind of decide that I was going to make that the Charms book. I finished that last night as well. So that's going to be the Charms book, which is Lumos Maximus white cover. I finished that one, and then just because I'm trying to do, like, if a book fits for something specific, I'll read that first, and then, like, the vague ones, like, read the majority of the book when it's dark outside. I'm doing that with all my ebooks, and I'm doing that, like, a couple times a week. So that's now going to be Once Was Lost by Zarr, because that's what I'm reading next, and I don't think it fits for any of the other prompts. So huzzah. I have finished one of the 4 books that I have so far started or tried to finish. I still have to do a lot more reading on the Five Dark Fates by Kendare Blake. That will be my next main focus during the day, and I have to read a lot of Harry Potter, listen to it a lot, because yeah, I'm slowly running out of time, because that is a very long book and I only have it for 3 weeks. So that's where I'm at right now. It is good to have like one of the 12 books finished so far, and just wanted to update y'all. So I have a good update for y'all in regards to the Owl's Magical Readathon, which I should probably just stop saying since that's this whole vlog. But I did finish 2 books last night. The first I'd already talked about. That was Once Was Lost by Zarr. I was reading that for the astronomy prompt to read a book at night. Finished that, really loved it. Like that, I really adored. It was probably the first book I've read this year that like I really loved, that like I would put on my honorable mention best. I gave it 4 stars, but it was like real close to a 5. Like I really considered a 5, but 5 stars are the kind of book where if I have to think about it, it's probably not a 5. But I did really love that so much. It's about a girl who's like struggling with her faith, and like her father's a pastor, and she's dealing with like family issues, and it's a really lovely book that I would highly recommend. So I was very glad that like I enjoyed that, because I do think that's probably like the best book I've read so far this year, not including rereads, but loved that. And so that finishes off astronomy, which was is the second class I finished, and then I also read a book for potions, and the prompt for potions was Shrinking Solution, a book under 150 pages. And for this, I read Snatched by Karin, which is a novella in the Will Trent series. I read the whole Will Trent series last fall, like all 9 books or whatever ridiculousness. But I skipped, she's 3 novellas, and I skipped all the novellas because they were only out on ebook and I wasn't reading many ebooks at the time, and they're all like 70 to 80 pages. So I'm gonna read the first 2 this month. The third one is also like a crossover with the Jack Reacher series by Lee Child, so I don't really have any interest in reading that one. But I do plan to read the first 2. Or I read the first one, and I will probably read the second one tonight, but I don't think I can fit it for any prompt. So I'm just reading that outside of this challenge, I guess. But I did finish Snatched, and that was like 70 pages. So I finished my potions prompt as well. Huzzah. That book I gave 3 stars. It was fine. Like, whatever. It wasn't anything special, and I do think it being a novella really didn't do it any favors, and the story like wasn't that great, like, but it was fine. Like, it was one of those things where like I don't really have anything much positive to say about it, but I don't have really any negatives either, so whatever, that's just the way it goes. And I do have one more prompt that I am starting to read, and that is Herbology, Mimbulus Mimbletonia. Title starts with an M, and for this I plan to read The Music of What Happens by Bill Konigsberg. This was recommended to me by Cats and Camera because I was asking for some YA contemporary recs on Twitter, and she gave me a bunch, so I just like put on hold all the ones that my library had. So because that starts with an M, it works real well. I don't know what it's about, but knowing her, it's probably a gay YA contemporary. I would assume that's what it is. I know nothing about it. I didn't read the description, but hopefully it's good. So that will be that prompt. And then that means I have books for the first 6 prompts. And I finished 3 of those. So, huzzah, I've made some decent progress. And I'm just like tired, trying to get my reading done. I'm not vlogging very much. Today is Monday the 6th. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th update. Well, I mean, that does mean I'm vlogging kind of a lot, but I'm pretty much only vlogging about my reading now. And that's mostly just because, like, I don't know, I lost my job and, like, I'm staying under quarantine, so I'm with my boyfriend all the time because he's working from home now. So, like, we're both just home all the time. And it is a little bit weird to, like, vlog when he's here or film any videos when he's here, really, because I'm not used to that. So that's one thing. And then it's just, like, I normally like talk about what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling and what I'm doing, and it's just like because of the quarantine I'm not doing anything, and because I lost my job, pretty much all I'm thinking is like this near constant like mild anxiety in my head of like I just got fired, basically. Like, I mean, it was a layoff or whatever, but like I basically just got fired, and it's stressful, and like I don't need to come in on every update and be like, so I got fired and I'm really stressed about it still, and just like talk about that, because it doesn't really do anything. Like, I don't mind talking about negative things on here, but it's just like if every update is just like I'm stressed about losing my job, then like that's not an interesting vlog. So I'm just kind of focusing on like talking about my reading updates, because like at least those are different every time. But yeah, I am doing pretty well with the owls, I would say. I finished 3 of the books so far, and I'm making good progress on 5 Dark Fates as well. It's slow, and I'm definitely doing most of my reading at night on ebooks still, because like all the books I've mentioned have been ebooks. I'm still 5 Dark Fates is the first physical book I'm reading for this challenge, this readathon, and I'm still working on it. I'm more than halfway through though, so like I am actually making progress on it. It's just slow progress, so I'm okay with that, and that's gonna be pretty much it for this update. Brighten again, Mama. I need it on video. She bites you all the time. I'm the favorite. Now she's mad. Okay, so please excuse the particularly bad lighting here. My boyfriend's home, so vlogging is interesting. I finally finished 5 Dark Fates. It took me like a month, like literally I started this March 13th and today is April 8th. Took me a long time to read, but I finally finished it. I gave it 3 stars. I do think the main issue was just that I'd already felt so removed from the series, and I wasn't like connecting with it or really caring about it the way I wanted to, but like it's done. Also, have a little update with my owls. I mean, I know this is an owls update, but I am reorganizing it again because I realized that I have nothing for the Transfiguration Shapeshifting Challenge. There's nothing that I want to read. There's no book, no series I want to read right now that includes shapeshifting. And a lot of this is because like there are books on my TBR that are like shapeshifting, but either A, I don't have them here with me, they're at my parents', or B, they would be like starting series. And I don't want to start a series right now unless I can access it at the library. Because like that was the issue with this one, that it took me too long and that I read the series like all disjointed. So yeah, so this was originally for, okay, let's start. Harry Potter has shape-shifting in it. So I made that my Transfiguration prompt because that's literally the only thing. So Order of the Phoenix is now going for Transfiguration. And Five Dark Fates, this is going for History of Magic, and the prompt for that is Witch Hunts, a book featuring witches or wizards, and like they get called witches a few times by mainlanders, so like it counts, which means this was originally for Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is a book set at the sea or on a coast, and I'm not counting it for that. I'll find something else for that because I think I can. But yeah, I just wanted to update that. So I have now finished 4 of the 12 owl prompts. So huzzah for this. I also have another update. The next book I plan to read is Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen. Just because I really want to read this. Like genuinely really want to read this book. So this was the one I wanted to read next, and I'm using this for Muggle Studies, which is a book from the perspective of a Muggle, which is a contemporary. This is nonfiction, but I figure like it fits the spirit of the prompt, I think. It's a memoir, so like it's close enough that I feel comfortable counting it. So that, and then that's what we're gonna do for this one. And the final thing, I just really want to read that. Like, I don't know, like I was thinking about what I'm gonna pick up next, and I was like, I've wanted to read that for a long time, and I finally have my own copy, and it's not that long, and it sounds really interesting to me right now, and I'm gonna read that. So that works for Muggle Studies. And then the final thing that I wanted to do in this vlog update is the divination prompt, and that is Third Eye. Assign numbers to your TBR and use a random number generator to pick your read. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, just because I figure it would be good to have that picked out so I just know what I'm gonna read. I will say my TBR, I have a spreadsheet and I'm gonna use the numbers in that spreadsheet, but I expect a lot of them will be no's just because most of those books are at my parents' house. I only have some here, and any of the books here that are like part of series or like things that I plan to buddy read or for later projects or whatever, I'm not going to read. So it's just gonna be, I have 523 books on my unread TBR, so I figured I would vlog this just so you could see that I'm not lying or whatever. I don't know, not that anyone cares. I certainly don't care, but it seemed fun to do this here. So we're gonna pull up this random number generator and let's generate a number. 400. What is the 400th book on here? The 400th book is something that I don't have with me. So it was 100 BS jobs and how to get them. 407 is the next one, which is The Likeness by Tana French. Also don't have it. 324. Like in the 3 to 400 range. Let's 324. Heart of Lies. I don't even know what that is, but I'm assuming I don't have that because I literally don't know what Heart of Lies is. By M.L. Malcolm. It's adult fiction. That doesn't even sound familiar to me. I feel attacked. 70. Interesting. That should be nonfiction maybe? No, that's The Cat Who Came for Christmas. Also don't have. 420. We're just, oh, this is fun. Isn't this fun, guys? The Right Stuff by Tom Wolfe. That would be painful. 374. 374. Going Solo. Also don't have. 73. I wish these were like in order. You know what would be a smart thing? Just do like 4 to 523. Because I might actually have those. Prince Caspian. That's part of a series and I don't have any of those. 340. Aren't you having fun, guys? I'm having fun. I should have just done this. Stories I tell on dates. I have this one. Okay. I will be right back because I actually have this one with me. So that was exciting. We finally found one that I have, and that is Stories I Tell on Dates by Shirley. I'll show this in another clip when it's not quite this blurry, but this is one of the arcs I got. So it's literally one of, I don't think it's an arc actually, but I got it, no, it is an arc. Proof copy, please do not distribute. I got this, I think from a Goodreads giveaway, because it sounded interesting, and then I never read it, which I feel terrible about. And it's like, one of my goals for this year was to get through all the books that I received for free, of which I think there are like 8 or 9, so it's not like I have tons, but this is one of them. I don't know what it is. It's Stories We Tell on Dates. I don't know, I assume it's stories he tells on dates. I will let you know once I read this, but I am excited because this is one that I was like really interested in and I never picked up because I'm lazy and kind of crappy. But yes, this is what I will be reading for the divination prompt. I'm glad because it's short and I think it should be fairly quick to get through, and I'm thinking it will be fairly enjoyable. Like, this is not a book that I look at and think this will be like a favorite, but it looks like one that's going to be like really solid and enjoyable. So these are the next 2 things that I'll be reading, and hopefully in the next update I will let you guys know how they went. But it is nice that I have both of those because I'm like truly excited for both of those right now. The only thing I am concerned about still is the Harry Potter book for the Transfiguration prompt. It's Order of the Phoenix. It's a very, very long audiobook, and I haven't been listening to it much because I usually listen to it in my car when I'm driving, and like when I work 5 or 6 days a week, like that's fine. I get through it fairly quickly and then listen to maybe like a little bit extra just to like fill it out and get it through. But like I haven't listened to it in a few days, apart from yesterday. Like yesterday was the first time since like last Thursday when I got fired that I listened to it. So I really need to like figure out something to do here where I can like sit down and listen to it. And like I would ordinarily do a puzzle because like they go together really well, like puzzles and audiobooks. But I don't have anywhere to do a puzzle, so I have to figure something out for that one because it's due back at the library in like 12 or 13 days. Maybe less, honestly. That's scary. And I haven't made super much progress with it, and it is, Order of the Phoenix is very, very long, but we'll figure something out. I will get through that book. I am enjoying it. It's just one of those things. But that was it for this update. Exciting update. There was drama. There was lots of drama, and I hope you enjoy. So I finished Girl Interrupted yesterday. It only took me like a day to read because I don't know why I thought it was longer, but it was only like 160 some pages. So very quick read. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't like the greatest thing I've ever read, but I did enjoy it. And the next thing that I'm going to be working on, like I said in my last clip, is Stories I Tell on Dates by Shirley. Oh, you can actually kind of see the cover instead of just a pixelated blur. But yeah, this is gonna be my next one. From what I've read, from what I look, because I kind of looked up this book, he's a basketball player apparently, like he was an NBA player. But in general, I think this is like, they're like, it's nonfiction. It's like a collection of like essays basically about his life, and they're just like stories, and they're kind of meant to be like those kind of universal stories, like this kind of stories that everyone has to some degree and everyone can relate to, and like I'll see it, but I don't know, it sounds potentially very interesting. And I was also looking up the other prompts because like there are only a couple left. Just like, I mean, like I finished 5 books and I have another couple of prompts that I'm working on. So I only have like 4 prompts left that I don't have books for. So I was kind of looking at them to kind of see like what they were, what my options were. And I was looking up ancient runes, which is, the prompt for that is heart rune. Heart on the cover or in the title. So I was looking through the books on my shelves and I discovered something, and that is I have 2 options for this. Number 1, I could read the one book on my shelf that has a heart on the cover. There's only one. None of them have heart in the title, which I don't have all of my books with me. Most of my books are at my parents' house, so I have like 100, 150 here or something. I have plenty here, don't get me wrong, but even the very romancy ones don't have hearts on them, whatever reason. So I have 1, so I can do that, or I can get a book from the library. And I kind of want to stop getting books from the library. None of the books I currently have out have hearts on the title, have hearts on the cover or in the title either. So I think I'm gonna just read this book that I have. And that book is African Love Stories. This is edited by Aidoo. It's just like an anthology of like various authors who contributed to this. It's like short stories that are just like, they center around love in some way. Like not necessarily romantic love, but like they center around love. I got this for my International Short Fiction by Women course in college, which was like the most boring class I ever took. Awful professor. But we read at least some of the short stories in here. I don't know if we read them all. We might have read them all, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to read them all. I do remember liking them. Like, they're just short stories that have been collected by, I'm pretty sure they're all African authors. The only author who I know on here, at least off this list, is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She has a short story in here. And yeah, like, I don't know, it's just like about love and its variety of forms. So this is what I plan on reading. If you do look, there's a heart, like right there. It was literally the only one. Like, I went through so many books. I was like, I have a Casey West book. That's gotta have a heart on the cover, and it didn't. Should have, but it didn't. So I'm gonna be reading this. So I have finished the, what's it called? The Music of Something Something. The Music of What Happens. I finished that, and that was my herbology prompt, and I started Radio Silence, which doesn't actually fit for any prompt, I don't think. We'll see, because I still have a few open, but I'm pretty sure that one doesn't fit for anything. So at least I finished herbology. I think that means I finished like 6, which is good, because we're like halfway through the month now, and I'm on track. But we are definitely getting to the point where like I'm not reading certain books just because I don't have things for them, and I have to finish my Harry Potter audiobook, which is due in like 3 or 4 days, and I still have a bit of that. Still got a bit of that to go, like 6 or 7 hours. Fun times. But I'm just trying to get through that, and then I have Half-Blood Prince that I can start pretty much whenever I want, because I have it out from the library starting like tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. Haven't read any physical books. I really need to get started on Stories I Tell on Dates. Just have to get started on that. And then African Love Stories, because that's an anthology, and I do read those slower, even though I think African Love Stories is going to go by pretty quick, because I do remember like enjoying those, and they're just short stories. So yeah, life update, I guess. I took a polygraph today, which was fun and terrifying, and I think I might have failed just from the way the examiner kept being like, so you had the reaction to the question, have you ever committed a serious crime? I was like, I don't know why. I feel very accused right now. But I don't know, because I was like, I don't know, like, there's nothing that I've ever, like, committed a serious crime, or even, like, a non-serious crime. I'm a boring person, but hopefully I didn't fail badly enough that I'm not gonna get hired, because I would really like to be hired. So that was kind of nerve-wracking, and I started a new job tomorrow. I got hired by a grocery store, so, like, that's good. Beyond that, I don't have anything else to update. I think this might be it for this vlog, because I'm gonna split the vlog in half, because it is getting kind of long. But it's gonna be like the 1st through the 15th, which ends today, and then the second half of the month, which starts tomorrow, and we'll go through the end of the month, shockingly enough. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know how you're doing on your owls, and what you're reading, and what you've enjoyed so far. Still haven't had a book that I really loved this year, apart from like Once Was Lost by Zarr. Really love that one. Like, genuinely, that's been my favorite book of the year so far, but no 5 stars yet. I would like to have a 5-star. Also, no 2 stars. Most of the books I've read this year have been like very middle of the road 3 stars, so yeah. Thanks for watching.